Hello, this is Harland. Now I want you to see this. This is war. This is about the American wars. And think about on earth, it's been one war after another. We were founded in a constitution in America in 1776. Now these are the wars of America. Think about the millions of people that have died. Think about all the graves. Think about all the blood that's shed. There's only one way to stop this, and that's to be born again. We were born to trouble in the flesh. You cannot stop fighting. You cannot stop killing. The only way you can stop it is to be regenerated by Jesus Christ. Now look at all these wars. We dropped 2 atom bombs on Japan. Killed hundreds of thousands of people, women and children and everything. In Iraq, we sent Tomahawk missiles. We killed hundreds of thousands of people. Is this the kind of life you want? Do you want a world with this in it? Jesus is going to prepare us a place, and He's building a brand new world. Father's going to make a new heaven and a new earth. And you don't want this in it. You don't want to be part of this. You want to live forever where there's peace and love, and the lion shall lay down by the lamb, and there'll be war no more. See, we wiped certain people off the map. We killed out so many Indians. We run all the Mexicans back south of the border, took their lands, and made slaves out of African people so that they could make us rich, the Caucasian people, the European people. And so, because they didn't have our culture, their European culture, you'd kill them. You kill anyone that, the only good Indian is a dead Indian. So this is not the life you want. Jesus sent me to preach a life that is different. It's a regenerated life. The Holy Ghost lives in you, and you won't kill. You have God in you. You don't go around shooting God's people. God's creation wasn't made for you to have target practice with them, and a strong nation go in and wipe out the weaker nations. And so we shouldn't be killing. See, this is a world of hurt. You don't want to be part of this world. You don't want to love this world. It's a horrible world. I've seen rows and rows of just graves of people, and mothers and fathers weeping for their children that died in the wars. We have been enough tears. There's been enough bloodshed. And Jesus is coming back soon. When you look at all this war, and it's been war, myself, I remember the Second World War. I was born in 1937. I was 8 years old when the Second World War was over. And as soon as it got over, we had the Korean War. And as soon as the Korean War was over, we had the Vietnam War. And as soon as it was over, we had the Afghanistan War and the Iraqi War. And there's been wars all of my 78 years on earth. People dying, crying, killing. And they make so much armament. We've got enough atom bombs right now to destroy the world 50 times over. Do you want to live like that? Is this what you want to do? Kill everybody? Do you realize how much blood is in the land now? Over there where Israel came back, they've had war after war. That place is so bloody. David couldn't even build the temple because he'd shed so much blood. Think about judgment. What's God going to do with all this at judgment? Because everybody's going to pay for what they've done. Look at all the killings. It's going to take the 1,000-year reign for Him to judge all these murderers, all these killers, all the people that killed and killed and killed. And this is enough. We've seen enough bloodshed. We've seen enough wars. It's time to get regenerated. It's time to let the Holy Ghost come in you and live in you, where you can have a life of peace and love and joy and have God in you. That's the only way to live. You can't live like this with all this armament and one nation against another. Jesus has got to come and have a kingdom, a new world where there's no blood in it, where there's no death. God will give us a new body, give us a heart that's been regenerated by the Holy Ghost, and then we won't have to watch our loved ones die anymore. We won't have to stand by no more graveyards. There's been enough graveyards in the world. This is horrible. All the armament that we got, all the killings that we've done. It's the most horriblest world. It's been one more right after another since I've been on the earth, and since history began, since Cain killed Abel. It's a horrible world. You don't want to live like this. Now listen to what God told me. Let God live in you. Let the Holy Ghost come in you, and you won't have war no more. There's no need for all this. We're human beings made in the image of God. You don't go around dropping bombs on people and shooting missiles at them and killing them. What's the use of that? They tell me that in the Civil War, the ponds around Gettysburg there, the wounded would come there to wash their wounds, and that the whole pond was red with blood. There was thousands of men died. There's 600,000 men lay dead from the Civil War, brother against brother. And they lay dead, and they said they could have went down south and bought up all the slaves. They didn't have to go to war and kill one another, but they don't settle their differences like that. They could have taken and bought all the slaves and freed them with the money and paid for them. But they wouldn't do that. They want to kill. This is a killing society, and we need this to stop. It's time for Jesus to come back. So get ready. Look at this. All war. War, war, war. In Afghanistan, Iraq, that didn't need to be. They hadn't done anything. They didn't have no weapons of mass destruction. They just went over and killed about 300,000 or 400,000 Iraqis. For nothing. For absolutely nothing. This has got to stop. We've had enough wars. We've had enough hatred and killing. So come to Jesus. Let the Holy Ghost live in you so you won't kill no more. You don't need to be killing. There's enough blood on this earth to last forever. There should be no more killing, no more wars, and we should have peace in Christ. Let Jesus come in your heart, and you can't be saved by books. You can't be saved by nothing but by the Holy Ghost. Let the Holy Ghost come in you until you say, God, I don't want to live like this no more. I want to live in the Spirit.